Can you explain this concept and why making things hard on yourself in the right way is actually very valuable?
Yeah, this is something that is it's as much of a challenge as it is also super important, which is it's not in our kind of nature to think that we're going to make things harder on ourselves to enhance learning. That is, we want to tend to think of that we have some style or procedure of learning and that's what we should adhere to. But it becomes crucial actually to realize the relationship between learning and forgetting. I mean, it's very simple and natural to think learning is building up something in my memory system. Forgetting is losing some of what I built up. And as intuitive that is, it's not only not completely true, it's almost completely wrong, which is the very things that cause forgetting, a change of context, or the primary example is just simply spacing. That is, if I learn something and now when I'm tested later, the longer that delay, the worse I tend to do. That's the forgetting function. But actually, when I look at where a relearning opportunity is optimal, then it's at a longer interval. That is, the worst thing you can do is the kind of mass practice that we all tended to get in one time or another. If we were in college courses where we get behind in some subject and now we're worried about the midterm or final exam and we maybe even stay up all night. That can rescue your exam score. And I must say both Elizabeth and I certainly did that. But if your interest is in if this material is important and it's going to underlie subsequent learning, it is about the worst thing you can do because mass practice is accompanied by a dramatic forgetting function. That is, it's measured and you can be a couple days later after the exam you had that you remember very little of the material.
And that's great to know because many people feel that if it's hard, if it's difficult at first, it's not very valuable and they're not going to pursue it because they're not making enough progress soon enough.